U.S. urges Russia to stop violence. Joe Biden planning to visit Florida. U.S. urges Russia to stop violence in Kar immediately, withdraw its military personnel. In a statement issued on June 30, U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Linda Thomas-Greenfield urged Russia to end violence against civilians in the Central African Republic, CAR, and withdraw its armed forces. According to a UN panel of experts on the Central African Republic assessment released on June 25, Russian military instructors, as well as the Central African Armed Forces, were present. FACA human rights crimes include indiscriminate slaughter of civilians and looting of humanitarian organizations. The U.S. has urged Russia to put a halt to the violence right away. Russia must immediately stop the bloodshed, hold those involved accountable, and remove mercenaries who are threatening UN soldiers and undermining their vital job in support of peace and security in the Central African Republic, Thomas-Greenfield said. According to UN sanctions monitors, Russian military instructors and CAR forces use disproportionate force, indiscriminate killings, school occupations, and large-scale looting to target people. Russia has sent hundreds of military instructors to the 4.7 million strong country rich in gold and diamonds to arm and train government forces against rebels. The claims in the UN report were dismissed as lies by the Kremlin. According to the U.S. ambassador, the UN had given data demonstrating violations committed in the CAR by Russian instructors functioning as an extension of Russia's Ministry of Defense. Earlier in the day, Russia's UN ambassador Vasily Nebenzia said the report was based on baseless accusations, lacked evidence, and had elements that were photoshopped. According to the Russian Foreign Ministry, more than 500 Russian instructors are working in the CAR with UN Security Council permission. Vasily Nebenzia told local media on Wednesday, June 30, that the report was full of unfounded assertions. 6 months after immunization, Russia authorizes booster doses. CAR has reportedly been engulfed in conflict since March 2013, when a group of largely Muslim rebels known as Seleka seized power. In a bid to overturn a December 27 poll that declared President Faustin Archange Touadéra the winner, the army has been fighting the CPC rebels, who are backed by UN peacekeepers, Russian and Rwandan forces. Joe Biden is planning a visit to the collapsed condo building site. The White House announced on Tuesday that U.S. President Joe Biden will visit the site of a tragic condo building collapse in southern Florida later this week. On June 29, the White House revealed that U.S. President Joe Biden will visit the site of a devastating apartment building collapse in southern Florida later this week, as rescuers combed through the rubble in an increasingly desperate search for lives. According to reports, the official death toll from a 12-story oceanfront condominium that collapsed in the early hours of Thursday last week in Surfside, Florida, is expected to rise as hope for 150 people remains. According to the White House, Biden and First Lady Jill Biden will visit the location on Thursday to ensure that state and local officials have all they need for the rescue attempt. Joe Biden is a former vice president of the United States. I'm hoping to go to the site of the collapse of a building in the United States. Jen Psaki, the White House press secretary, expressed gratitude to the brave first responders, search and rescue teams, and everyone else who has been working around the clock. She also mentioned that the first couple wishes to meet with the families who have been forced to face this terrible catastrophe, waiting in agony and despair for news of their loved ones, in order to provide comfort while search and rescue efforts continue. Residents in the Champlain Towers South neighborhood who were not harmed said they were awoken at 1:30 a.m. Thursday by what sounded like thunderclaps rocking their apartments. Minutes after the tower collapsed, rescuers assisted in the evacuation of scores of inhabitants and pulled one teenage boy alive from the rubble. In the days since the disaster, friends and family members who have received no further news of loved ones believed to be trapped beneath the flaming wreckage have expressed their indignation to authorities. According to sources, Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniela Levine Cava stated Tuesday that the death toll had not risen from 11 overnight, underlining the painstaking, exhausting search for survivors. Engineers and search and rescue specialists from Israel and Mexico have arrived on the scene, backed up by cranes and sniffer dogs, to assist an army of American workers. On Sunday, Biden stressed that his administration will cooperate with local leaders and that it was important to him prepared to offer whatever assistance or support is required.